What is up, guys? This is episode 16 of the Good Shit Podcast. I'm Oscar Cifuentes.
DJ DSP Sutherland.
P90X Paraskewis Xenophonatives.
Well, we're three men today. Ferrara and Noah had some other obligations. But you know what? Just because it's only three of us doesn't mean we can't hold this shit down. You know what I mean?
I mean, you got the three aces of the rotation. So
Three of us, bro. So, if you guys don't know or refuse to acknowledge it, it is Hispanic Heritage Month. I am so proud of this month for obvious reasons.
I love how you have to mention people refuse it because
well, in this day and age, I feel like some people would refuse to acknowledge this month. So
to be fair,
you're not wrong.
People have been refusing our people for a while.
It's unfortunate, man. But in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, we'll be going over some very famous Hispanic wrestlers that have made such an impact on the business. This week, we want to talk about the one and only Rey Mysterio. So I want to ask you guys, what is your earliest memory of like Rey Mysterio in the business?
Well, I didn't start watching wrestling till 2005. So if you really think about it, my prime example of Rey is, I think, a year later when Eddie died. That whole thing with him winning the Royal Rumble, starting from number 1 and finding his way all through beating Randy Orton. And then just the whole thing of him winning the championship in the Triple Threat at WrestleMania 22. And also, he had a great segment, right? I remember it was Big Show, Kane, Undertaker, and that whole saga with Randy Orton. Isn't that the time where Rey drove out Eddie's car and then Randy Orton drove it back into the screen with the Undertaker in the back?
I think so.
It was like a whole segue,
SmackDown, like a SmackDown back in 2005.
But when you just think of Rey Mysterio, just his charisma and his love for the business, regardless of where he goes, he's a household name, and he's one of the greatest Latino wrestlers to ever be in the wrestling business. So.
Not to mention his time even outside of WWE. You know, he's traveled the world. He did his stints in New Japan, some stuff for CMLL and I think he did like a tour in AAA, and then just touring around the indies, growing the business. You know, Rey has, you know, shown what he's made of all over the world and expressed, you know, his charisma, his knowledge of the business, probably helping some younger talent along the way. You could say, I feel like it's safe to say that like Rey is probably one of the pioneers of like the lucha libre style in this business. You know what I mean? Like without Rey, who was really bringing popularity or bringing awareness to the lucha libre style in wrestling, basically.
Yeah, I started a little later. I started like around 2007, 2008. So like I remember when he was being hyped as the biggest little man going against like Batista and the Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship and stuff. And I don't really fit that mold because I'm a little bigger, but Rey is the type of dude that gave a lot of like smaller guys who always got bullied and stuff. He gave them hope because you don't expect somebody that basically should be a cruiserweight legend and only that, especially by what WWE would be doing nowadays, to be world heavyweight champion and being able to defend it against giants like The Undertaker or like a Kane or like a Big Show or Batista. But he did it. And like Oscar said, he put Lucha Libre on the map, at least on a large scale. I'm sure Lucha Libre existed before, but he like blew it up.
Yeah, it was like, I feel like he made it as popular, or he helped make it as popular as it is now. From like his days in WCW, going against, you know, guys like, you know, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Jushin Thunder Liger, you know, having like classics in WCW, and then bringing that style over to WWE, and then just honing his craft, expanding on it, and becoming that ultimate underdog. I think that would be another safe thing to say, that like Rey was probably one of the first ultimate underdogs. Like guys like Sami Zayn wouldn't exist if it wasn't for guys like Rey Mysterio. Like we wouldn't have that ultimate underdog mentality without guys like Rey Mysterio, who were going up against giants like the Big Show and Kane and Batista and just all these dudes who would normally, pummel a guy Rey's size into the ground. Like
Not to
Rey,
mention Booyaka 619.
Booyaka. Yeah, repping San Diego as well. So
They're in Los Angeles now, but they were in San Diego when I started watching.
yeah. And, Rey's had a great career, multiple world championships, couple of he's had, how many times has he held the Intercontinental Championship? Like twice or?
I think so.
Let's fact check.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's what he's here for.
Yeah, let's fact check this real quick before I just start assuming stuff. Because I remember him winning the Intercontinental Championship from JBL at 25, and it was like, what, not even a 2-minute match that had happened?
It was basically he was the Joker.
That like a whole, and that's another thing you gotta appreciate about Rey, like the weight, like it's not like a class.
Yeah,
go ahead.
He's a 3-time world champion. He won the World Heavyweight Championship twice and the WWE Championship once. He's a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, 2 times United States Champion, 4-time Tag Team Champion, and a 3-time Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah, so there we go.
Decorated champion right there.
There you go.
He's the 21st Grand Slam winner in WWE history.
21st.
Like, if he was being booked now, like, if he started a career now, there's no way he's reaching that Grand Slam.
Hell no. Like,
hell, he would be on NXT going for or 205 Live going for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh, my God. That would be
thank Christmas.
With the way creative
Ray
he's
got
been
him when he did.
in the last couple of years, you are totally right.
Yeah, and what's it called? We're thankful for guys like Rey. And, it's his legendary status seems to be helping out his son, as Dominik has now been considered by WWE as one of the top baby faces in the company. Like, there have been reports that have been saying that he is in the top 25, or basically like the top 3 or 4 baby faces in the company. So that's literally probably behind Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee.
When I saw a video of Dominik's first match against Seth Rollins at the pay-per-view, he went in the back and he started crying, and he had his family and a bunch of people clapping for him, and he gave a hug to Vince.
Yeah.
It's like, you deserve this, and Vince started to cry. So when Vince starts to cry and hug you after your first win, you know you're going good places. I mean,
see, I want to believe that, but knowing Vince.
But to be honest with you, Dominik was a legend back in the day between the Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, that
custody ladder match.
That was a great ladder match.
And I believe in that match, Eddie got pissed off at Vicky because she missed her spot. Because he fell to the ground, he was grabbing his leg, and he's like, "Where the hell's Vicky?"
He was like, "Where the fuck is Vicky, motherfucker?" Because she like, I guess they missed time, or she mistimed it. Like, she was supposed to come out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like some point in the match, but overall, that was probably one of the greatest ladder matches I've ever seen. Like, if you guys have not seen that ladder match at SummerSlam, go and check that out. And like, you see how Dominik looks then, and then compare him to now. It's just like, holy crap, man.
He was wearing the baggy clothes. He had like the Slim Shady haircut.
But he rocked it. He rocked it.
He did rock it.
He rocked it. But what's it called? Now he's full grown. I think he's not even like, he's like a little over 20 now.
I mean, I give it major props for him to come in, and everybody's judging him because he didn't go through the whole NXT saga, everything, and they're calling him a babyface. The kid has, if your dad's Rey Mysterio, he's showing you what to do in the last couple of years of your life. So.
It's like, I follow him on Instagram, and I've seen like videos he's posted of his training, and it's not like Rey's not teaching him anything good. Like, the kid knows how to do a kip up, he knows how to properly do the 619. Like, Rey has taught him a lot. Like, he knows how to take a bump, he knows how to dive off the top rope, and we saw that back at Survivor Series last year when he was helping Rey, against Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did an excellent, what would you call it, like a dime drop or a frog splash? Like, maybe that's a little confusing, but like, he pulled it off so well. Like, even if he botched it, it came off so beautifully. He just he landed it beautifully, and then the way he knows how to deliver a chair shot too, and the fact that he got to do a double 619 with Rey, like, come on, that's got to be like one of the things he wanted to do right off the bat when he got into this business, you know?
Well, kind of like you already said, like his dad is Rey Mysterio, so he's probably had his own personal trainer for whoever knows how long he started wrestling, or at least started training to be a wrestler. And he got a pretty damn good one at that, considering we just went over all his accolades. With that being said, I don't know I think it's kind of early to be calling him a top babyface, but he has been in the main event since he debuted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he also hasn't had a one-on-one match yet.
Like a standard one-on-one match.
It's been all gimmick matches. It's been like when Braun Strowman was coming through. So I want to see him
Raw Underground.
Hopefully that's not Dominik's fate, but I want to see him.
Not, yo.
I want to see him in an actual one-on-one match with Seth Rollins, like a straight-up singles match.
Well, I don't know if they're going to keep going with his rivalry with Seth Rollins, because at this point
they're going
through SummerSlam, a payback, another pay-per-view, and then
which was a week after SummerSlam.
I think they're going to hold the whole saga between Dominik's sister and Buddy Murphy.
I don't know about that, because I'm not gonna lie, that just sounds kind of creepy on my part.
I mean, I'm not going with that part. I just saw something where in one part of the match she went over to Buddy Murphy. So I don't know if they're gonna try to. I don't know if they're gonna try to do something with that, but.
Well, I mean, that would have to be if she's also training to get into this business as well, and we don't know anything about.
I mean, they already got The Rock's daughter and Ric Flair's daughter. Why not add Rey's daughter?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Rick's daughter's a little older than The Rock's daughter too.
That's very true.
While we're on the subject of The Rock's daughter, we wish her a speedy recovery as she just went through a third knee surgery. We wish her a speedy recovery and hopefully
that's the last one.
Ever.
Wait, The Rock's daughter had her third knee surgery?
Yeah, Mo just went for a third knee surgery.
Yeah, praise up. Damn, 3 knee surgery. That sounds like
well, she probably means like. As I say, well, probably not 3 already as she started training, but like she's probably.
I think in her lifetime, but
it's like
still,
prayers up.
She's kind of young. 3 knee surgery is a lot.
Especially the knee. The knee is like the most important part in any like athlete's career.
Especially
knee, you're done.
Especially if you're gonna be like as athletic as your old man, who's whose knees did a lot in the Attitude Era. More in taunting, but you know what I mean. Just like imagine if she ends up doing like the Rock's taunt where she like squats down.
It was a very important part of the Rock's character.
Yeah, but again, we wish her a speedy recovery, and we hope the best for her and for Dominik as well in his bright career. So, along with Dominik being a top babyface, it has been announced that NXT will have a takeover on the 4th of October, my birthday, in case y'all didn't know. But the thing with takeovers is, don't these takeovers usually have I don't know, like 8-9 weeks to
these takeovers
build?
At closest are 6 weeks.
Like at least 6 weeks of build. Between like the last takeover,
it's usually like 2 to 3 months, and that way they build legitimate storylines while also keeping NXT normal shows relevant with championship matches on them, so that you would come back to watch. This hasn't been a thing.
Yeah, exactly. They have
they had a championship match, but it spanned 2 weeks and opened the show last week.
Word, like how are they going to come up with a number 1 contender for Finn Balor with 3 weeks left to build it? Not to mention a
Battle
number 1
Royal
contender. Oh my God! Let's not even
Is it
get
gonna be one of those
started.
Battle Royals where they're gonna do it like that Fatal 4-Way? They're gonna hype it up, and then there's gonna be a tie. Both men go to the rope. Next week, stay tuned for the next Battle Royal.
Oh Jesus Christ!
The continuation, the actual number 1 contenders.
Or imagine if they did something stupid like this, like a Battle Royal, and like the last 2 have to go in a 1-on-1 match, and the winner is the number 1 contender for the NXT title, and the loser is the number 1 contender for the North American title. Like,
don't give them
how
ideas.
stupid would that be?
Don't give them ideas. Plus, they already have a battle. They have a number 1 contender battle for the women's championship, even though you can see maybe 3 people winning.
Oh,
Did
Jesus
you know that
Christ.
NXT had 689,000 views this week?
Yeah,
Damn, they
compared
under
to
7 now.
And
AEW.
AEW, I didn't get a chance to watch AEW yesterday, but I saw parts of the street fight, and that looked
Oh
like a
God.
street
I heard
fight
the
you would
street fight was
see on a
incredible.
Oh,
pay-per-view.
bro, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but that street fight was fucking brutal, and they did it perfectly.
It's like
Trust me,
something you would
you're gonna
see in a
fucking love it.
pay-per-view.
Oh,
With
So
a
you
cameo
see-
from Sue.
yeah. Although TBH, I feel like that wasn't the same Sue that showed up at Double or Nothing. Just saying.
Hey, Sue might have a twin. You never know.
I'm just saying they even sold
You got a
T-shirts
stunt
with her
double, though.
face on it, and when they showed her on Dynamite, I was like, that doesn't look like the same Sue though.
Stunt double.
Sure, let's call it that. But yeah, so I don't know how they gonna build a whole takeover with just 3 weeks, and keep in mind you got to have a number one contender for the NXT title, for the North American title. I think they're doing. What you say you're doing a battle royal for?
I think
for
it's
the
like a
women's?
10-person. I think it's like a 10-woman battle royal or something.
10 women? What the? See,
There's
that's
really
still
like
such
3
a low
that you
number.
can see. There's like 3 you can see winning.
Oh my God,
God.
Jesus! But
Maybe
it's
an
like,
extra 2.
how are they gonna pull this off though? Plus, they got to come up with number one contenders for the tag titles, and this is just
It's so
stupid.
It's not
weird.
flowing
Yo.
anymore.
Oh,
NXT has no flow anymore.
Yeah, it's literally dying. It's
Yeah.
NXT is literally starting to book week by week. Like starting another couple shows we know about under the same umbrella.
I just hope they're not, tearing up scripts and writing them last minute, because that would be a horrendous act in its own. Just
That would kind of explain why NXT is going to shitter right now.
Jesus.
Even
Well-
JD tweeted this. When NXT tweeted that there's going to be a takeover on October 4th, he said that leaves 3 weeks for a proper pay-per-view build. Why so long of a wait to tell us there was a takeover? There isn't the main roster. It certainly seems like it.
Again, this.
Bro, I just read that tweet. Absolutely horrendous.
Don't worry, we
You
got
want to try again?
I think I'm good. It's the
Either
WWE
way,
product that's
I
making me
think we
stumble
can
my
all.
words.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we can all agree that 3 weeks is clearly not enough to not only bring up some new stars if they have any, but also not enough for there to be like an importance in the rivalries that they have to build.
You can't build a pay-per-view in 3 weeks, no matter how
No.
hard you try. Especially not in 2-hour shows.
Unless they do another what's it called, title for title match between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. No, that's not gonna work.
Then you're gonna end up stripping somebody of the title.
That they just won too.
But are you surprised at this rate?
Honestly,
Not anymore.
Didn't
Well,
Sasha Banks win a title and she lost in 2 weeks?
Hey man, that's different.
nobody said
different
we
there.
like that though. Nobody said we like that though. Oh man.
Considering they have, if not their biggest, one of their biggest pay-per-views or takeovers coming up in War Games, this probably shouldn't be happening.
That's
Just
another
build toward
thing.
War Games.
That's another thing. They also said they were going to announce another takeover for I think mid-December, which is going to be a couple weeks after Survivor Series.
They're getting on the WWE pay-per-view schedule. They're starting to have stuff every month, and it hasn't worked for WWE in years. It's not going to work for NXT.
No, stick to the quarterly takeovers.
You were fine having crazy shows with 7 matches on it at most every 3 months.
I'm telling
if it
you,
ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm telling you guys, I think their peak when it came to takeovers was when we were back in college, man. And
College? It's
every
been 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was last year. Takeover New York was last year.
Hey.
I'm saying their peak though. I'm talking Toronto.
Takeover New York was their peak.
Toronto, New Orleans.
I think peak NXT was 2017 at most.
27. Yeah, that was a good year for NXT. That was the Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura era.
Whatever happened to Bobby Roode?
He's in Canada. He can't come to the States. because
No, I
Canada
think.
won't let him.
Well, I was gonna say I thought they lifted that because Uno and Grayson are back, or were back, and they were in Canada for a little bit.
Maybe Bobby don't want to come back. Can't blame him.
No
Well, I
comment.
was gonna say, what are they gonna do with Bobby anyway? Because
Stick him back with Dolph Ziggler.
Honestly, as soon as
Christ.
Bobby Roode came up to the main roster,
he was
he was
screwed.
done.
Well, they changed him to a babyface because of his music. And granted, while it's excellent music, that does not give you the grounds to change somebody from heel to face.
No, he was fine as a heel with the.
He was perfect as a heel.
He was glorious as a heel.
Yo, bring that back.
Word, bro.
Oh, they fucked up Shinsuke too.
Oh my
He
god.
was also perfect.
I think Shinsuke was their worst mistake ever. Like once they changed his theme song,
Once they put lyrics in it, it was a rap. It was perfect without
I don't
lyrics.
care if they're in Japanese. Do not put lyrics in that man's music.
The
Bro, I just
violin
remember
was perfect.
watching it, and I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite theme song." Then I just heard some
Japanese lyrics,
rap.
or I was gonna say some Japanese rap in it. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? What did they do to this?
Word, and then at first I didn't mind the heel turn. I guess again he lost his title opportunity against AJ
The Nutcracker.
Styles. And then the Nutcracker at WrestleMania. But come on.
The Christmas ornament just came out from her. I'm surprised they didn't call him that. The Christmas ornament.
The Christmas ornament? Jeez. He might as well be if he's just gonna be paired with Cesaro, who was another wasted talent.
They fucked up Cesaro for years, though. I feel so bad for that.
Oh, there is a tweet from WrestleVotes that was saying that in layman's terms was saying that they couldn't reveal who it was, but that somebody was not planning to re-sign once their contract expired. And
is there a way you can see WWE's contracts, like when they're up?
Probably not.
Do the dirt sheets, man. Dirt sheets. That's really all how any of us really get our information,
Well, according to JD's OTS Extra today, it's Kevin Owens is very upset with Raw Creative.
Yeah.
So
he's not happy.
be.
So it was probably him and what's it called? I was watching Russell Talk earlier today, and they also said it might be Mustafa Ali, Cesaro, or who am I thinking of?
Please tell me it's Cedric.
They actually found it.
I don't know. I feel like they're trying, quote unquote.
Cedric might get pushed for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're trying to persuade Cedric with this push he has with the Hurt Business, but I'm like, really?
Push.
What exactly are they gonna push him for? Because let's face it, Bobby, if they were gonna do this right, because I don't know, I just have this thing where if you're gonna do a faction, you should have only enough members to hold all the gold. Like when they did the Undisputed Era. That was perfectly done. Like Adam Cole had the NXT title. Roderick Strong had the North American title. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly had the tag titles. The only thing they were really missing was a woman in the group who could take the NXT Women's Championship. What is up with that too? The factions don't have at least one woman in there. That
how crazy is that WWE 12 booked the factions better than they do now?
Oh my god, I miss WWE 12. I wish I hadn't sold my Wii, dude. I should have kept that.
Wii? Come on, dog. Get a PlayStation, dog.
What? What's it called? I had a Wii.
Now it's the PlayStation 5, bro.
Yo, I heard, what's it called? Those were selling out pretty quick, too.
The pre-order sold out within the first 3 hours.
Word.
I'm going to wait until that price drop or until Christmas or my birthday.
Same, bro. I'm not trying to pull $600-$700 for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I could have digital.
It's actually,
I could have $400.
If you really think about it, if you want the digital version, it's $400.
I get it. I've been playing mostly digital anyway. I don't use this anymore, so I'd be down to get that $400.
I mean, everything's digital nowadays too. School, video games.
Oh, that's a fact. Attendance, Thunderdome.
Yeah, where apparently there's.
Yo, it's actually funny. There is people that get detention through Zoom.
What is the, we'll discuss that later, but just to what's it called? Just to wrap this up. So there have been reports that WWE is now starting to look for other options when their contract with the Amway Center expires. So
When does that expire, by the way?
I think they had
Next month
I thought they had like 6 months on the contract.
when they signed it.
Yeah, when they signed it. So they
So
started
they've been
using
there
it.
for 2 months. So like
No
the end
way
of
they
the
have.
year.
No, they haven't. No way they have been there for 2 months already. Has it been 2 months already?
No, it started this month, I believe.
I thought, yeah.
It started in August. It started before SummerSlam, didn't it?
Oh.
Yes. So
It's been like a month
so
or
it's been
two.
like
So
a
like
so
a
it's been
month
like
and
a
a half or
month.
something like that.
So yeah, like a month. So they
Damn.
have like 5 months left.
5 months.
So yeah, like
Isn't it
April.
sad that we almost forget that it's September?
Word. And
Well,
we're halfway through September too.
They kind of just blend together now.
Pretty much, dude. Like we're losing track of time in this day and age, man. But just to wrap this up, where do you guys see them going after their contract with the Amway Center expires? Like, where would you think they would go? Do you think they go back
When
to
I
the
saw the
Performance
report-
Center, or like, do you think they'll try to find
No,
another stadium
no.
that'll hold them?
There's no way in hell they're going back to performance. They don't have to.
I heard that Vince is trying to go somewhere south. So it's going to be either the
South?
Florida area, the Carolinas, or maybe even Alabama. Somewhere, I think they're looking for somewhere that has an open roof and has great weather. So Florida
They want
probably
somewhere
the key
outside.
spot.
So they're basically trying to mimic Daly's place, right?
Yes.
Basically.
I heard like they want to, like JD brought up maybe like baseball stadiums because that's where Royal Rumble has been taking place the last couple years.
I don't know. I haven't really liked the Royal Rumble in baseball stadiums. That's just me.
I don't either, but that's where we are.
Well, you have to put in perspective because I think Vince wants to have a Royal Rumble location where he can have fans.
Well, no shit, but like.
But if you really put in
I guess it'd be
perspective,
like
if
Marlins
Vince
Park.
does sign a contract at a baseball stadium, they'll put in perspective that spring training starts around that time and baseball starts at the end of March, so you can't really find a location for that.
If I had to guess, I'd probably guess Marlins Park because the Marlins don't really draw attendance as is.
Where is that?
And,
Atlanta or
Miami?
oh, Miami?
And it has a retractable roof. So
And
the
they're
Braves
about to make,
okay.
and they're going to make the playoffs.
Think
somehow.
so?
And they
I
don't
don't
lose in playoffs for whatever. No, you were thinking the Braves. Oscar, the Braves are in Atlanta.
Yes, I don't know why I thought of that. Again, I'm not a baseball guy, so.
And the Marlins got sick in Atlanta, so.
Oh man,
Look
but
over that, man.
I don't know. I feel like they're comfortable with the Thunderdome. If that's literally their only option, they should stick with it. Extend the contract, and if they
The
can't,
Magic ain't gonna be playing there anytime soon. The basketball season got pushed back.
yeah. So, what can you do, man? What can you do?
Because because football season's gonna be over by that time. So maybe they get an NFL stadium. Maybe they go back to Tampa and get Raymond James. Maybe they go.
I feel like a football stadium
Hard
would
Rock.
probably work better. I don't know.
I think Hard Rock will be the better option for them.
You think?
You know what? I can see Ben's trying to get Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. I see
No.
him trying to get Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Well, the only reason why I say the Hard Rock is because they're already based in Orlando. It's not that
And
far of a
Miami's not
drive
that
to
far.
transfer all that equipment over there.
I think it's like 2 hours or something like that. So.
I guess, but hey,
Well, Mercedes-Benz is the new one, so I can see him going for that.
I guess so, man. I guess so. Oh man. Well, anyway, we thank you so much for joining us on this very short episode of the Good Shit Podcast. We hope to do better next week, but until then, subscribe to the channel, like us on Instagram and on Twitter. Instagram at Good Shit Podcast NY, Twitter at Good Shit Podcast. And until next time, I'm Oscar Cifuentes.
DJ DSP Sutherland.
And I'm P90X.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us.